My name is Genevieve Page Villar. This is More Than a Woman, where success is only part of the story. Today we have Antonio Sustielto, who is the flooring king from 400 to an empire. And I am so excited to hear about his story and everything that he's accomplished. So tell me, who is Antonio?
Antonio is an immigrant that came from Israel many, many years ago. I live in Miami many years. I came here almost 35 years ago, landed in Miami with $400 in my pocket, came to visit some family, stayed here a little bit longer, created a very, very large business, turned to be an empire. And now I live in Miami. I support the community and I love it over here.
I'm amazing. The name The Flooring King, who came up with that?
I came with the name about almost 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a different business and I got into the flooring business. And I
Mm-hmm.
was looking for a very unique name
Mm-hmm.
to create some kind of a momentum in the flooring industry worldwide. I went on GoDaddy. The name was available. Actually, they wanted $1,000 for something that cost $10. I spent $1,000. I bought the name, and that name from there on turned to be probably one of the largest names in the flooring industry in the world.
I remember when I was introduced to you, I had already known the name, and I'm not in flooring. I do a couple, I have investment properties, but I had heard the Flooring King, but I didn't know who you were
We are
until.
very active. We're super active in the community. So
Mhm.
Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, Orlando, typically in Florida, people see us. We have billboards on I-95. We've been in business 20 years.
Mhm.
We did homes for probably a couple million people in the Miami area.
Wow.
We're getting involved with a lot of influencers and a lot of celebrities and a lot of everyday homes. We support people that have money, people that don't have money. We help everybody. Nobody leaves our showroom without flooring. So I had this as the mission to help everybody in the community, especially when you live here. You have to see these people on a day-to-day.
Mhm.
So I came with a solution that if you have a lot of money, I'll do your flooring. If you're on a budget, I'll still do your flooring.
Mhm.
So I kind of work with my emotion on a day-to-day basis to
Right.
just see who I'm going to help or not. But overall, we support everybody.
That's amazing. Do you think that your prices are selling to the regular consumer at wholesale prices, or are you retail?
Absolutely. So I created an empire around the liquidation business. So
Mhm.
I'm a liquidator. I buy and sell businesses.
Mhm.
I buy and sell merchandise in very deep discount from the manufacturers, and I pass the saving to my customers.
Mhm.
So my niche is really not just flooring. My niche is flooring on a budget.
Mhm.
So we basically sell flooring half the price than Home Depot, Lowe's, Floor Decor, and any other competitor in America. Our prices are pretty much 50% discount. So I cater to the people that don't have a lot of money. I cater to the people that on a budget, which is the rest of America between
Right.
you and I. So I cater to specific people that come to me with the niche of, hey, I like to change my flooring. I got 4 kids. I'm on a budget. I don't have the money. Where shall we go? And everybody said, let's go see Antonio from FlooringKing. That guy's work with his emotions. That guy's work with his heart, support the community. And that's what I do. I just love everybody over here. And when you live here, you also see these people on a day-to-day. So,
I think that's how you built your trust on social media. They could see the heart and energy that you have in your videos and the content that you create. When did you realize that creating content was going to take you to the next level?
You have to be authentic. Social media for everybody is the platform to just show themselves and to show their day-to-day, operation of their businesses. And it looked like the majority of people on social media almost like creating a commercial in a day-to-day. They're pushing themselves on people. They try to prove themselves and sell themselves. They try to show who they're really not 90% of the time. I create something different. I believe that if you're authentic, if you talk from your heart, if you do stuff from your heart, and even if you make mistake when you talk, people will read you if you're authentic or not. People will read if you're for real or not. And if you want to help, really help it. I help a lot of people off social media. I help people behind the scene. I don't want any trophies. Every time I give a discount for a family with 4 kids, that the father is a soldier and he passed, or the mother doesn't have money. I'm an ex-military. I've been in the army for 6 years. I've been in 2 wars, and I support military all over the country. That's what I'm famous for. I work with the Habitat for Humanity. So if you really want to do something good for people, I don't need the platform of social media to get trophies or to get famous by. People know, people talk. From word to mouth, it takes years to build, but from word to mouth, once people know who you are and what you do, you're going to get a lot more respect and a lot more customers, people knowing that you did the right thing off camera, off social media. Now, social media is a great platform to promote yourself, to promote your business. So I do that a lot. I do videos. Hey, I'm Antonio. I sell flooring, very inexpensive. But when I do good by people, I try to do it as quiet as possible because I believe the blessing is there. The blessing is not by showing off.
Right. And I truly believe that. And I see that myself because before, I've been in my industry. I'm a fashion designer and I sell, all things luxury and fashion as well. So when I first started my business, though, it's been now 10 years, I started trying to just sell and, I promote my business, but I didn't promote my own personal branding. And I saw that I never spent a dollar on advertising my business because it was all word of mouth and the quality that I was providing, the trust that and the relationships that I built with my clients, it was all organic. And that's why I felt like I never had to advertise. But now, post COVID and, dabbling now in different industries, I have to keep moving with the times, and social media is everything right now. If I'm not spending money on advertising, I have to be in front of the camera every single day talking about my business, because if I don't, who's going to do it for me? And same thing goes to networking and going to different events. I love going to different charity events. I love giving back and volunteering my time. I've had amazing relationships built from that. And I do think that the quiet work is the one that goes most noticed.
Absolutely.
And like I feel accomplished and I don't know, it gives me more purpose when I come home. So I love that you do that. And we could talk about that later because I have some opportunities for you as well with getting involved in different charities.
Absolutely. I would love to.
So you've been in the flooring industry, but you said that you had another business before that. What industry
So
were
I
you in?
used to be in a perfume business. I was in the
Oh, wow.
perfume and fragrance businesses as a distributor for 15 years. I had stores in downtown Miami in the late 80s, beginning of the 90s, all the way to the 2000, pre-COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And well, actually, COVID came a little bit later, but I had stores in downtown Miami. I had stores in the Dolphin Mall. I had stores in Sawgrass Mall.
Wow.
I started my whole industry of perfume many, many, many years ago in the late 70s with my brother
Mm-hmm.
at the flea market. We built a mega flooring, a mega perfume business.
Mm-hmm.
He built it, actually. I was just working with him. I've learned the perfume business really, really well. I opened stores in downtown Miami. I did very well. I retired when I was 34 years old completely. I sold my
Wow.
businesses and I thought, that's it. I'm
Yeah.
retiring. I'm good. I don't need to work anymore. My family doesn't need to work anymore. That lasted exactly 3 years. I went bankrupt again. Not bankrupt, but I flat broke, buying all kind of toys and all kind of stupid
Yeah, it
stuff.
happens.
And then I went from the flooring business. I kind of took a few years off. And then an opportunity came to me in the flooring business.
Mm-hmm.
And from there on, I took it a little bit more serious with the experience that I have, with the information that I have. And I took the flooring industry in America, and now it's globally. I took the flooring industry in
Wow.
America, and I created the niche, not to compete on an everyday business, is to compete with discount. And I went to, instead of going to a specific customer,
Mm-hmm.
I went with my flooring business to all of America. So I got involved with the Habitat for Humanity, with the Red Cross. Every time there's a hurricane issue, every time there's a disaster, we always around. FlooringKing is always around flooring for free, supporting people. And people intend to believe that flooring is just another item. But the bottom line, all the houses in America have flooring. And without flooring, you're not going to walk into your house. You're not going to be able to walk in your house.
Mm-hmm.
So that turned to be a really serious business. And I became famous with the years by helping people and supporting people in America.
Mm-hmm.
And everything started with perfumes. And from there on, we shifted to flooring. And the sky is not even the limit anymore. I mean, the business is so big and so...
Yeah, they say that your biggest deal hasn't even happened yet.
It's very true. And, and in my age, instead of slowing down a little bit, I thought of taking a little bit of time and travel with the family and just enjoy the life. I'm just addicted to work. I wake up every morning. I'm not doing this for money anymore. I'm doing this for the love of the game. And I'm also doing this to support a lot of people. And I'm seeing the love I'm getting in response back to what I do. And I also see that the reward turned to be not really money. The reward turned to be how good you sleep at night. And when you start helping people on a day-to-day basis, you started to feel that you're doing something good in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
And so I
It's a
sleep
beautiful
amazing.
practice. I love that.
I believe that everything comes back to you with certain energy. And I'm just feeling amazing about the whole thing. So the flooring is good. Perfume was amazing. But I'm in the zone right now, which is more than money. It's just love the world. And I always said in my book also, all you need is love. So
I
we'll
love
talk
that.
about that in some point.
So your book, From 400 to an Empire, tell me, what was your I guess you've already answered some of those questions, but what made you think, oh, I need to write a book about this?
So I was featured. I got a phone call. I have to go backwards a little bit
Yes,
for
go
a couple
backwards.
minutes, and then I'll bring you to
Go
the book.
backwards.
So going backwards about 7 or 8 years, CNBC called me in Christmas about 8 or 9 years ago, and they said, "We saw you. We saw what you're doing. We saw how you support the community. We saw you're part of the Habitat for Humanity. We've been following you. We have a show on CNBC called The Blue Collar Millionaire." And I didn't know what it is. I never been on TV before. I never been on, definitely not on national TV in America.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was a joke. Who's going to call Antonio? I'm a flooring guy. I buy flooring, I sell flooring. I make money. I got it. Everybody's making money.
Mm-hmm.
They said, no, we're serious. We'd like to interview you. We'd like you to come to LA. We'd like you to put you on a blue screen to see if you're a candidate, because not everybody's comfortable on camera. I'm like, dreams do come true. Maybe that's my opportunity. I took a plane, I flew to LA, and they put me in studio just like that. We sat, I had a green screen behind me. The guy was asking me questions, and I was very comfortable. I'd never been on TV before, never been on camera before. I felt super comfortable. So the next thing you know, things are started rolling, and the next thing you know, CNBC said, okay, we're going to come to your house, we're going to film your house, we're going to film your business, we're going to spend 3 days in Miami with you. Get ready. There's a crew of 20 people coming. There's cameras, there's makeup. This is almost 8 years ago. So things were different. They came with big cameras.
Mm-hmm.
I lived in Sunshine Ranches back then. And CNBC came to me. They did a show called Blue Collar Millionaire. It aired right after the Shark Tank. And my show was traveling the world. So it started the CNBC in America. And overnight, he traveled the world, and within a month, everybody in the world knew who Antonio the FlooringKing is. My business was not that big. It was doing very well, but I became one of the most famous businesses in the world. 80 million people saw me on camera. And imagine in America on national TV. This is at 8 o'clock, prime time, CNBC. Here I am. I barely speak. I speak English, but I don't speak, we're immigrants. So no matter how you do, my accent is going to come no matter what as an immigrant from Middle East. But I did okay. And I guess people loved it. And from there on, Bloomberg called me to say, hey, we're calling from Bloomberg TV. This is the stock market. We like to feature you. We have a show called The American Dream. I'm like, what does that mean? They say, well, we're going to put you on TV. It's going to go nationwide. And overnight, it's going to travel the world. Bloomberg is China, Japan, India, Bloomberg, it's huge.
Great.
Next thing you know, I have a show on Bloomberg. They fly from New York. They do a show on me. That was about 6 months later. Eric Roberts, actually, Julia Roberts' brother, was the guy that narrated the whole show. So I was like, here I am flying high, and I have no idea what I'm doing on TV. And from there on, this was 8 years ago. In the past 8 years, I have to admit that in media, in social media, on TV, on podcast, on national TV, and then they flew from France, and they start flying from all kind of country. I got interviewed for Japan, for Radio Japan. So the past 8 years been the best journey in my life. I've been all over the place, and I've tried to see where is the message in all that, and I started to see that now that I have such a big exposure on social media, on media, I've been featured on Success Magazine twice. They really liked me, so they interviewed me twice. So I started to see, where can I influence the world and do something good? We have one mission in this life. We're all going to come and we're all going to go. What kind of legacy I can leave behind me? So I'm like, okay, why don't we start doing good to people and all this? And one of the interviews that I had, the guy that interviewed me for Success Magazine, Jeff Sullivan, was talking to the chief and editor of Success Magazine. We were flying, my wife and I flying at I think to Europe. You go to the airport, you see your magazine with your face on it at Miami International Airport, and I'm all shaking. I'm not in that world. Remember, I'm not an entertainer. I'm a flooring guy. I'm a businessman, and I'm an entrepreneur and all this, but I'm not a celebrity that looking to see himself in a magazine. And here I am at the airport, looking at myself. Tony Robbins on the cover. And I'm inside pages, Antonio Sustielto, the FlooringKing, so it's kind of touched me. So in between conversations that I've heard people talking about me, I found a video on YouTube that the interviewer was telling the chief and editor of Success Magazine, that guy Antonio from Miami, have a major story. I interviewed him twice. He should write a book. This is a book that not only can turn into a movie, this is a book that will influence people. An immigrant that came to America, with no money, work hard, turn to do something really big, he should tell that story and inspire young entrepreneurs. He should, people, specifically immigrants, people that have big dreams, that want to come to America, that want to do something with themselves. So, and you know what? The next thing you know, it started to drill in my head. I contact some of my people and they say, listen, no one buys books. This is 1950. No one buys books. Today's all fast. Today's a video of 3 seconds on TikTok, on Instagram. Don't write a book. So I got actually, I got all the wrong messages from the right people. And as an entrepreneur that I am, and as the executor that I am, and as the fearless guy that I am, I've decided to listen to absolutely no one. And I execute, and I wrote a book. It took me 4.5 years, which is probably one of the hardest projects that I ever did in my life. Literally, not business, not making money, and not even living life, not even military. To write a book is a shit show. I don't know if you can say that or not, but I'm going to say that. To write a book is a very difficult task. And for me, it was kind of a challenge to see in my age if I can still execute something really big. 9 out of 10 people will fall on the way, from the beginning to the end, because we can talk about it some other time. But the inspiration to write a book came from my story, and I believe so my story should be told. And even if I impact one person anywhere in the world, can be Australia, China, India, America, or anywhere else, if one person can get one sentence from my book and execute, and I can change somebody's life, so my mission is there. So that's where the book came from.
There's one thing that you said that I absolutely love, and I feel that within myself. We have a lot of similarities, and that is that you said that you wanted to leave behind a legacy, and this book is your legacy.
Yes.
And you're already selling, and you
Yes.
you haven't even promoted, you said.
No, the book is natural right now on Amazon, on KDP, so you can listen to the book. It's in Kindle. It's also going to be in audio. It's hard copy. Barnes & Noble selling them now. iTunes now. You can get it on Apple. We sold a bunch of books right now naturally. I don't even know who's buying it, and I don't even know how it's been promoted by the large institutions. But now is when I'm going to start promoting the book and doing events and put this book in people's hands that can give their messages to their audience. And hopefully everybody can buy this book. And just, maybe I will inspire people. I don't know. Hopefully I can inspire people. It's my story. But I told it in a way that it's an everyday language. It's not too complicated. It's not too philosophic. I don't have any schooling, so I never went to school. At 10 years old, I started working for my father. So I'm not that educated when it comes to school. I have more of a street education. So I put it on paper in a really simple way to read, with chapter lessons and all that, short and to the point, and almost like a know-how. If you kind of confused, you don't know how your life is going to move forward, if you're young, if you're old, if you want to succeed, if you just want to better your life, on a personal level, on an entrepreneurial level, I think that book can impact some people. So we'll see what's going to happen,
I think it will definitely impact some people. And just you summarizing your life, I can only imagine what is inside of that book and the value that people are going to get. And it's not only your success story, the fact that you were an immigrant, started with nothing, but it's also your mindset to keep pushing forward. You didn't go to school. You came here with nothing. That just the whole picture. I really love that book. I have to ask you though, what sign are you?
I'm a Cancer.
So you're my mom's sign.
Yes.
When's your birthday?
July 16th.
July 16th. She's
Yes.
June 30th. I see a lot of similarities, and I get along with you because I get along with my mom. It's my mom.
Yes.
But we all have that fire in us to keep. But you're a little emotional, no?
I'm very emotional, and it doesn't really go with entrepreneurship. So
No,
I'm super emotional.
It can.
I have 2 cancers in me. So I have the emotional cancer, the loving, the hugging. I'm Greek. I'm half Greek, half Egyptian, and I was born in Israel. Very Middle Eastern. I hug everybody. I kiss everybody. I kiss my customers. I hug my customers. Every time they buy or they don't buy, I hug them. Thank you. God bless you.
Yeah.
I'm one of them guys, the hugger. But also I have my entrepreneurial side and the aggressive side and the military side, which is, as a businessman, you have to be a little bit more, I'm not going to call it aggressive, but you have to be more in tune of your surrounding. You can't just be too soft. But I choose the soft part 90% of the day. And when you need to execute buying and selling and dealing with the world, I deal internationally with China, with India, with Europe, In America, some people are very easy to deal with. Some people are aggressive, specifically when you deal with overseas. Then I put my second mask, which is, okay, if you don't want to be nice to me, you want to do it that way, let me show you the other side of, Antonio. But I am a Cancer, and I'm super sensitive, and I'm super loving, and I'm super, I'm emotional. I operate with my emotion. I fight a lot, but I forgive 5 minutes later. Forget it. Very, very unstable when it comes to
What
emotions.
made you decide to join the military? And how long ago was that?
In 1981, I joined the Israeli military. It's mandatory. So when you live in Israel and you turn 18 years old, everybody needs to go to the army. So I lived in Miami at the time, and I had the choice to stay in Miami and never go back to Israel, not to do the army. But majority of Israelis that was born in Israel have a fundamental of protecting the country. Israel is under stress for many, many years, and I've choose to go back to Israel. I joined the army. I was in a bomb squad in Israel, so I was disarming bombs, and I was in 2 wars. In 1981 and 1982, Israel was in a war with Lebanon and another country, and Syria got in and all that. So I was in 2 wars, physically in a war. And from being a little kid, surfing, skateboarding, I love life. I'm very sporty. I was a soccer player, and I played as a goalie for many years. My dad owns a team. I choose to go back to Israel. My career was finished pretty much with sports. And from a little boy, we think we're big kids, but from a little boy being 18 years old, a big boy, I turned to be a man. From 18 to 20, from 3 years mandatory, I stayed a couple more years. But it was kind of mandatory, and that was the biggest lesson of my life. The military changed my life, basically.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
My husband's a police officer with Miami Beach.
Oh, I know a lot of Miami Beach police officers. I live in Miami Beach.
Yeah,
really?
He's a lieutenant.
Oh, I would love to
And now
meet
they're
him.
talking about captain, and he doesn't want captain yet. He's very young, but he likes what he does right now.
Oh, I love the police.
Happens.
Miami Beach,
He's
I got
in
a
SWAT
lot.
too.
Really?
Yeah,
I would love to meet him.
He's the boss of SWAT.
I would love to meet him.
Yeah.
So I live in Miami Beach, in a gated house, and all of the people there are Miami Beach police. So I know a lot of them. Chief of police actually is the guy I know very well.
Yes.
Stephen Miner, the mayor, is a good friend. I communicate with him for different stuff that we supported him too. I would love to meet your husband. I'm a bit, military, police, and fire.
Yes.
We're very, in tune with each other. It's a little different language out there. It's not a language that everyday people understand.
No, it's not. I even tried to get him to talk about it when we get home, and he doesn't want to talk about it. He leaves it at work.
He's very special. I mean, I would love to meet your husband.
You would love my husband.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, man, we should go all have a glass of wine. I would love to.
So, Antonio, what is next? What do you see yourself in the next, 5-10 years doing?
More philanthropy. I'm in my 60s now, so I decided.
You look amazing.
Yeah, thank you so much. But you reach a certain age that you need to know when to quit business and start enjoying life. Travels. I travel with the wife a lot. We travel the world.
That's beautiful.
We have a lot of friends over the world. I think more philanthropy. My mission right now, between the first book, I'm now thinking about writing another book. We have a lot of things going on. Is more educating young entrepreneurs, educating the people a little bit more, give more love, trying to see if we can put the community together to do more good things for each other. Social media is great, but I do believe that more philanthropy. I do believe that, more educational, more teaching. My role with money is over. I have investments, I have properties, I have businesses. But now I think, you reach a certain age that how much is enough? And as we mentioned, what is the legacy you're going to leave behind? That book is going to be sign, seal, deliver. I wrote it on a purpose so my family and my grandkids and my great-grandkids, in some point, one day, somebody will lift this book and say, wow, this was somebody in my family. Because a lot of families have a lot of stories. Nobody really puts it on paper. So I decided to leave it on paper. So I think I'm more into that speed now, to do more books, more good, and the sky's the limit. As long as we're healthy, all we need is love.
Oh, that is, you take the words out of my mouth, and you're actually motivating me to write a book.
Please do. I can even help you. It's not easy, but that book, writing the book, changed my life. The book did not change my life. This is the story. I just told my story in a few words. But writing a book brings you to some emotional memories with, from a young person, with the parents, with the friends, and bringing all kind of stuff in you that in many times, and again, I'm in my 60s, military, that tough guy and all this. In many times, I have to admit, I had tears in my eyes. Both of my parents
That's
and
the
I,
cancer in you.
the cancer, but overall, I'm not that emotional on a day-to-day, I'm emotional home with the family and all this, but on the day-to-day, I'm not that emotional when it comes to day-to-day operation. That book put me in tears many times because you're remembering stuff that you kind of suppressed with the years, the parents, the childhood, specific stuff that happened to you, but it's so personal that you're sharing tears and no one will understand these tears.
Right.
And I also think that this is the authentic part of writing a book, that people can feel that if you really mean that every single word here is really what happened, you can't just tell fairy tales to people. But if you want to write a book, I'll give you some tips. I mean, it's an amazing journey. Highly recommend it.
I love that.
Yes.
So you have all this success now. Was there anything in your journey that you felt like you needed to sacrifice in order to be the successful Antonio that you are today?
Absolutely. My time, when you have a mission to succeed, my success came from necessity. So at the beginning, I didn't have money. So I became successful because I needed money, not because I wanted to be someone. But the truth of the matter is that in order to be very successful, you have to sacrifice a lot. Family, in my case, I was married in Israel. I left a little baby behind because my ex-wife didn't want to come to America. So she decided that she wants to stay there.
Wow.
So it was almost like being on a scale. Do I stay in Israel? Do I stay in Israel, continue my everyday life in a life that I'm not happy about? Or do I going to trust my gut feeling, cross the border, fly 3,000 miles away, land here with $400, completely flat broke, no language, not even papers. I didn't even have papers back then. My brother was an American citizen, but I didn't even have paper. I was on a visa here. And do I burn all my bridges back and start literally from nothing? I'm in my 20s now, on the floor with divorce, with a baby, with no money. I mean, it's very difficult to lift yourself up. But the truth of the matter is that when you leave everything behind, you have to sacrifice a lot. And it took me years. It took me maybe 20 years to sacrifice days and night and family and work hard, put the hours. You don't give a lot of attention to the people you love. You are all in a specific transaction, which is success. But if you overcome all the drama and you leave everything behind and you just have a mission, you say, okay, I want to be successful at any cost. At any good cost, not at cost of stepping on people's head, at any cost, you will succeed. So you need to dream big. You have to have a mission. You're on a mission. It's almost like running a marathon. Success is running a marathon. You start at the beginning.
It's delusional.
If you don't finish the marathon, you did not end. And success is like that. If you don't finish your task to get all the way to the end, you're going to fail. That's the reason very specific people in the world succeed, because the majority of the people quit way behind. They start something, it doesn't work, they quit. They start something else, it doesn't work, they quit. And they continue like that for years, and they keep asking, why am I not successful? How come that guy is doing very well and I'm not? Well, because you're not consistent, because you had an idea, you didn't execute, you didn't believe in yourself, and you're going to fail. I guarantee you're going to fail. But if you work hard, you dream big, and you continue exercising this every single day, you have to have a routine. Wake up every morning, do the same thing every day, continue talking to the same people every day, drink coffee the same hour, walk the same thing, have a habit. Success is a habit. You have to start somewhere that you know you're going to end. And I always said, if you can see it in your head, you can hold it in your hand. So believe in yourself, but never quit. Quitters never win, winners never quit. That's what I always said. If you don't quit, you're going to get somewhere. And for me specifically now, it's the end of the game as far as money. It's the beginning of the journey as far as philanthropy. But I will tell all the young audience, or all the audience that's watching us right now, if I did it, you can do it.
I love that.
Very simple.
That's a beautiful note to finish on.
Yes.
I am so happy that you came on the show. I am so happy you were my motivational speaker that I needed today myself. So I'm sure everybody's going to enjoy this episode.
Thank you so
much. If you could tell everybody your socials, where they could find you on social media.
So Antonio Sustielto, FlooringKing. So Antonio Sustielto, FlooringKing is my Instagram.
And they can already purchase your book.
They can buy the book on Amazon right now. Amazon, From 400 to an Empire. In Amazon, you can just go in, Google Antonio Sustielto or the book 400 to an Empire. I'm on TikTok, Antonio Sustielto. And, That's my name. If you want to see who I am, you want to check me out, you could just Google the name. But overall, I'm just a simple guy that did very well for himself. So I appreciate the audience, and if you learn anything today, I did something right. And
Amazing.
thank you so much. My
Thank you
pleasure.
so
Thank you
much.
for having me on your show.
Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon.